Welcome to Easy Driver, the most reliable source of automotive information on YouTube. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Energy-efficient factory design is becoming essential for Japanese car manufacturers as 2026 approaches. In this video, we'll look at why factory upgrades are necessary, what is changing in production, and how energy use is shifting with electric and hybrid vehicles. The year 2026 stands as a major turning point for the Japanese automotive industry. As manufacturers shift their focus toward electric vehicles and advanced hybrids, the facilities that build them must also change. High energy prices and strict carbon reduction targets mean that old ways of running a plant don't work anymore. Energy-efficient factory design upgrades are no longer optional projects for a distant future. These upgrades involve changing the physical building, swapping out old equipment for smarter versions, and rethinking how a factory operates day to day. You'll see how these changes help brands like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan stay competitive while using less power. This guide provides clear examples of what these upgrades look like in a real plant and offers a simple checklist to help decision-makers plan for the upcoming 2026 model ramps. What is changing in Japanese car factories in 2026, and why it matters? Japanese car plants are currently facing a massive shift in how they use energy. By 2026, the mix of vehicles on the assembly line will include many more battery electric models and complex hybrids. This change moves the energy load away from traditional mechanical assembly toward chemical and electronic processes. Producing batteries and power electronics requires clean, climate-controlled environments that stay at precise temperatures. This means factories now need more electricity for cooling and air filtration even if they use less natural gas for heavy machinery. At the same time, the pressure to cut emissions is coming from every direction. Investors, customers, and the Japanese government want to see lower Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions. Scope 1 refers to the fuels burned right at the factory, like gas in a furnace. Scope 2 covers the electricity bought from the local grid. If a plant doesn't lower these numbers, it could face higher taxes or lose its spot in the global market. The new energy load from EV and hybrid production. Building an electric car is different from building a gas car. Paint shops and drying ovens remain the biggest energy consumers in any plant. However, battery-related processes introduce new challenges. These areas require ultra-dry air and stable temperatures to prevent defects. While the assembly line might use less fuel for engine testing, the demand for compressed air and high-power electrical testing goes up. Planning the power system for 2026 involves balancing these new loads so the local grid can handle the surge. Cost, resilience, and carbon goals are pushing upgrades. Three main drivers are forcing these factory upgrades. Utility bills are rising, so every kilowatt saved goes straight to the bottom line. Japanese plants must also stay online during power grid issues caused by earthquakes or storms. If a factory loses power for even a few minutes, it can take hours to restart the line. This downtime often costs much more than the energy bill itself. Meeting carbon goals also keeps a brand relevant. If a car is marketed as green, the way it was built should be green too. High-impact energy-efficient factory design upgrades Japanese automakers are prioritizing. To meet these 2026 goals, Japanese automakers are focusing on specific design and retrofit moves. Most of these upgrades pay for themselves by improving quality and reducing idle time. By focusing on the basics of heat, air, and power, plants can see major gains without inventing entirely new technologies. Smarter building shells and airflow cut heating and cooling waste. These changes explain why Japanese car factories must rethink how they use power, heat, and space to stay competitive. In the next video, we'll break down the specific upgrades manufacturers are prioritizing and how they deliver real savings. Stay tuned for Part 2. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe for more automotive information like this. Thank you for watching.